Hello everyone, I'm Xiao Gang. Still the same old routine. We'll just take it and write it into our plugin, because he also needs to use this encryption method. If we write it elsewhere, we'll have to write the same encryption code again later. So we'll share the setup party. Actually, we could basically create another module. Yeah, we could create another module, but it's also a bit of a hassle to do that, so let's just put them together right next to each other. Thinking about whether to create another module. Let me think about it on our end. Actually, we can create another module for everyone, so let's create another module. Okay, then how do we do it? As for this module, we'll guide you step by step through this advanced operation. It's very basic, but it's also very important. We'll create another module here. This module, we'll call it XGSimpleBDLink. XGSimpleBDLink. Then for our module, we definitely need to put this thing. Take a look at this BD link. Let's just copy this part over. Copy it over. Let's be bold. We take this BD link. We take the contents inside. We copy them over. Then after copying them over, we change this XF directly to BD. We are really bold this time. We'll modify it like this and carry it over, because for BD, we actually don't need this anymore. Let's extract this. This part is just for getting its file hierarchy out. We don't need the subsystem. We only need these three. And this part is XBDLink. As for the logo here, it should be XFBD. Okay, let's continue placing the code. And this part, we'll call it SimpleBD. B-syntaction will do. Basically, this is done. We'll modify the code inside later. Next, we need to continue modifying here. As for this type, copy it out the same way. Change this part to BD as well. Let's see if we should add one. If we add a link, let me check. This name, what name are we using here? If this name hasn't been changed yet, let's not add it. Let's just change it to BD. Okay, here, in this place. Let's change this part to... when you need to make changes, it will definitely cause compilation to fail, and it will report errors. Everyone can rest assured about what just tested out. Everyone's hands-on skills. See if you can fix this thing in the way we want it. Change it. Okay, this module is called the BDLink module. So, doing it this way. Let me think about it. That should be about right. It should be fixed now. Here, actually, I think the plugin name, we should also change it from before. So when we modify the plugin name, we just change it like this. Xunfei, let's remove this training flight modification. Let's just call it link. Simple link. Then change this part as well. And here, I'm worried. We might need to turn this on. Then remove this here. Remove this SS. And for this part, there are still two modules. So here, we need to add a module. Okay, and this part is BD link. Good. Once the configuration is done here, so let's go back to our second module of this beta link and check if there are any mistakes in the modifications. Let's check it. Okay, let's open this thing again. Obviously, the module here has been changed to BD. BDink. And here, we need to change this part. We don't have this subsystem. It will only appear in the next chapter. After changing this part, this line is no longer needed either. And basically, everything here is fine. After this part is done, let's go back to the header file of this module. We need to change this part too. Change this X4 to BD. Okay, after it's changed, we need to modify its CPP file. So sometimes you need to pay attention. This part hasn't been saved either, because sometimes if you modify it through S, it might not be saved. Okay, change the BD here. Okay, the BD here. This party, DD, this party is especially easy to miss. This part is especially easy. I've already corrected the mistakes. So you need to take another look. Check these highlighted positions. Okay, so basically it has been corrected like this. As for the content inside, we will just brush it directly. Brush it. After brushing, we will go back in here and make changes. This way, it's mainly faster, because I think if I ask everyone to start from scratch, going through one folder and creating one file at a time, everyone might find it a bit boring. So this time, the way we create it, it's a bit of a challenge for everyone's, what's it called? Error correction. Okay, so next, let's come here. We can see we are now on sample link. And here there is a module called BDLink. So in this module, we need to make some changes to the files inside. Don't worry about this. We haven't compiled yet. It will be fine after compiling. Here, I'll change this to BD. But you can change it this way. This way of modifying is also acceptable, but it's quite risky. It can easily affect other parts of your work. For example, let's still modify it step by step. Okay, in this case, there are quite a lot of things we need to delete, because the file name here obviously needs to be deleted. Okay, then its stage file definitely needs to be modified as well. After modifying the CP, EP, and H files, we'll delete these things directly first. We'll continue writing them in later. Okay, then let's delete this first. And then here, it is called Xunfei BD require info. Then we achieve our response. First modify its generative file, then delete the entire block below here. Okay, the export macro here obviously also needs to be changed. We'll modify the export macro later. First change the name. This name should be Xunfei. Okay. Now let's correct the export macro. The export macro is this preceding block. Okay, so the export macro is now corrected. Then here, this also needs to export red because it's because of this struct. You can see when we demonstrated in the previous lesson, it exposes many request parameters. So there is an export red here. This is request info, this is response info. No problem. This is the log. That log should be fine too. Let's take a look at this log. Hey, it actually can't switch over here. Let's check it. As long as it can switch over, it's fine. Okay, now we are modifying this save action. There are quite a few things to change here. Let's start with the header file. First, include these two header files. Okay, once the header files are done, there must be a log to modify here. Let's also take care of this log. As for this log, it should be here, this log. Leave this unchanged. We need to include this because we need to use the encryption method inside it. So this part stays as is. Okay, there are so many red errors here. We'll fix them one by one. Okay, we'll take this respot info. We'll still keep it as is. Keep the respot info as is. Then we'll just fill in the data here later. And the red error here. We need to change it. The red error is this one. And as for the name, we'll change that too. As for the name, the JDT file also needs to be changed. Okay. Change this name to this position. No need for capitalization either. It inherits from it, then the constructor and destructor here. As for this method, last time we need to delete this. Delete it for now. Delete this for now. Then regarding this HTTP part here, we'll delete it for now too. There's too much of this stuff. This is too error prone. There's a BD here. Let's change it. GT link, add a link like this. Okay, then over here, let's delete these things first. We'll only keep this GUID. Then let's go back to our place here. Here, let's just delete everything all at once, because we'll rewrite everything inside this. Since there are too many things, after deleting, we'll create the again. Okay, after creating it, at this point, we can try to see if it compiles successfully and then check for any errors. Okay, this pair, it's an error, right? Because there is a subsystem here. Remove it. This is just a warning. Then, as for the reason, it says this iFlytek links in state trialgen or removalist. Let's see where this is. The iFlytek plektar was not found. Then this error is caused by an error in our project because we need to change this part in our project. Here we have a plugin enabled. Let's see which one it is. Then this plugin is actually our PKF plugin. This PKF plugin, we changed its name. So here we need to modify this plugin. Okay, let's build it again. Okay, let's take a look and continue checking for errors. Right here, it can't find this file. It can't find this file. Let's check if our Build.cs includes it. It is included here. Let's check again. Let's ignore it for now and suppress it. This should be a path issue. Okay, here it prompts that send body does not exist. Let's delete it. Compile it again. Yes, module directory. You'll notice here, it doesn't seem to have found the correct path. So it indicates that it is not included here, because the path it found is still under the simple link path. Let's check again. Then we continue to investigate. Maybe it's because this is quite high. Maybe it's because later this module, the module name here is written incorrectly. The module name here, it actually doesn't have module.h. Okay, let's take another look. It's just what this module is called, but its file name is not this. Then let's take another look. Okay, now let's compile again. Let's check again. Here, it cannot find this file. Let's take a look here. This name hasn't been changed. Compile it again. The errors here are definitely getting fewer. Let's check the reason again. Here. Okay, I found the reason. You can see here it's called BDLink. It has become bplink. Right, and here, BDLink. The reason is exactly this. In other words, this module was not properly referenced. Because you must satisfy this kind of UE module. Follow the structure of this file. This place is D. Here we are importing it. Let's compile it again. Let's continue investigating the cause. This place is the name of this one here. We made a mistake, okay? This should still compile successfully. Good. There is still an error at this point. It cannot find this file. Let's take a look at this. This side is also written as BP. You see, everyone should pay attention when writing. Okay. Good. This file still hasn't been found. Let's continue investigating the cause. The cause is actually quite simple to find. It's because these three files weren't found. It's because we wrote them all as bplink here. That's my fault. My fault. This wasted everyone's time. Let's change it. These are all BDLink. This one is also BD. Okay, let's take a look at the module here. It is also BD. Okay, this time we should be able to compile it successfully. there are fewer errors reported now, and there are relatively fewer errors. This part is BD, right? Okay, this dialect gives a vivid demonstration. This kind of common, that is to say, when you perform such low-level operations, when adding new modules, you will get this many errors. It's all very normal. Okay, it's good that there are this many errors here. Then it proves that we have correctly identified this module. Then this place is actually where the error is. This export of red blood is wrong. The reason for this error, once you become familiar with this kind of thing, you can tell what the error is at a glance. Yes, we rarely fix so many bugs for everyone at once, like before. This is also good for everyone's growth. You can see that I often make this kind of mistake, but every time after I make it, I still make it next time. But when it comes to troubleshooting, it's very fast. Because I know these are all matters of experience. Actually, sometimes, what are the big shots in your team? He just listens to your description. Or he knows you're working on a certain task. He actually knows in his mind what mistakes you will make, because he also takes such courses. You see, we have already compiled successfully at this point. Well, actually we haven't written any code yet. Now we are trying to keep it as clean as possible. Let's take a closer look at it. Take a look at this. Everyone needs to verify it. Because this part is very prone to errors. That is, we will check each file with everyone. Make sure you can compile successfully now. This is our ASIC option thing. This part is okay now. Then this log, well, note that it's BT, not BT. This part is also okay. Then this is our require info. Then this is our RSP info. Good, okay. Then this is our module. Let's roughly check it. There shouldn't be any issue, right? There's no BP thing here. Okay, then there's no problem here either. And if you're observant, you will find this XGSimpleBDLink and then this hflink. They actually have the same architecture. Right, you see, when you compare them like this, if you make a mistake, you just remove this BDLink and then do it again. That's it. And remember, you must do code backup management. Otherwise, after you modify it, you won't know what you changed, nor where the error is. So it's quite awkward. Then it doesn't show here. We'll handle it in a moment. Then it will be displayed. Let's refresh the project again. Load it. It's a VS issue. So now we have set up the basic plugin environment for everyone. Then later we will start combining this document and start writing the code. Because as you can see from this document, it is really long and complex, much more complicated than Xunfei. But the information it provides is very detailed because it has too many parameters. Look at all these request parameters. There are also response parameters. Okay, we'll stop here for this lesson. Thank you, everyone.